Hey everyone, I'm Sephiran. But really though, just call me Seph. I'm making this series on Monster Hunter Frontier Z because I love the game, and I think a lot of people don't know what Frontier is beyond one-hit kill attacks or AoE. First and foremost, I will have to admit I have a long way to go in terms of getting better at hunting. But hopefully, this series shares some insight and clear up some misconceptions around the game. This episode is dedicated to the Tonfas. The Tonfas, or the Senryu Kon, translated roughly to Piercing Dragon Stick, is an impact weapon class exclusive to Monster Hunter Frontier. They were introduced in Monster Hunter Frontier G Genuine, an update on April 2014. Even then, they had the ability to jump, and they were the only weapons to have unsheathed running. Well, before the Switch Axe F and Extreme Style, I'll cover those two in a different video. The Tonfas have gone through a plethora of minor and major changes on how they behave. The latest update happened very recently on the Seregios update of April 2018. I would say their gimmicks include the ability to perform a mix of aerial and ground combat, and use an attack called Dragon Spirit Piercing Attack. Before the latest update, long mode would be your main damaging mode, whereas short mode would reverse the hit zones of monsters. After the update, long mode has increased KO, a little more damage, and a little bit more range. Short mode, on the other hand, no longer reversed hit zones, but instead, they slightly sped up the gauge buildup. As I have said earlier, the Tonfas have an attack called the Dragon Spirit Piercing Attack. For this video, I'll call it the Ryuki attack. When you hit certain monsters with the Tonfas, an aura will appear on said part. This aura is built up from green, yellow to red. When it's red, you can use the Ryuki attack and it will trigger certain effects on the monster depending on which part has been weakened. You need to be in range of the body for the attack to connect. If the aura is on the head, all attacks deal KO, regardless of damage type or location for a short time. If the aura is on the body, Blade Masters get a sharpness recovery. Gunners get a little attack boost for a short moment. On the tail, the monster will be left bleeding. This does cutting damage and can potentially cut off the tail. The build up from green to red kinda works like status. It's slightly harder to build up after every Ryuki you do. Wow, all these effects! The Tonfas must be overpowered! I'd say no. The main damage type the Tonfas dish out is impact damage and not as much as hammer. But you said they can cut tails as an impact weapon. Yes and no. Tonfas cutting tails is kinda like Monster Hunter World's Greatsword dealing KO with its shoulder tackles, or exhaust file switch axes that can KO. As with the Monster Hunter World examples of cutting weapons that can deal KO, the Tonfas are impact weapons that can cut tails. You see what I mean? But that means the Tonfas can cut and KO. That's versatile as heck. Yeah, you're right. They can deal KO and cut. But so is the Charged Blade in that case. But that speed with impact, the Tonfas must deal a lot of damage. Damage-wise, a number of weapons outperform the Tonfas. The Greatsword, the Hammer, the Switch Axe F are known to outdamage them completely. On elements, the dual blades do way better. Onto some neat facts about the Tonfas. Long before the update, the Tonfas used to be an unlockable weapon type where you needed to complete a set of story quests from Frontier, which revolved around the Diva. During my journey, I remember having to go through 8 chapters of the Diva story just to gain access to crafting the Tonfas. These were a bit after I hit G rank as well. As I recall, the quest line included 2 Laotians in a row. The Tonfas can guard, but like the SNS guard, it's not used as much. A little disclaimer on what I'm about to say. I don't work at Capcom Online Games. I don't work at Capcom, so I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. But for the reason on why Tonfas aren't in mainline or in any other Monster Hunter game, I personally think it's a business thing. In short, it helps appeal Frontier to the audience it's looking for. Though, lore-wise, there's an explanation for it as well. The Tonfas are said to be a high maintenance weapon. The blast and general movement of the Tonfas put massive strain on the weapons themselves. This is evident in gameplay as well. Using a Ryuki eats up a good chunk of sharpness. As with high maintenance, it's also a highly complex device, which means there aren't a lot of mechanics who can handle them, which makes Mesoporta the only place with Tonfa technicians. Though, on paper, there isn't an actual reason they aren't in any other game. Well, that about wraps up this video on the Tonfas. I'll be back to you guys soon with another Monster Hunter Frontier Z video. Do give me suggestions in the comments down below on what to cover. I'll put it on my list. Thank you for watching everyone. See you guys soon.